Good afternoon, YouTube. Today we are working on a 2003 Polaris Trail Boss 330 cc's. Guy just purchased it. He wants me to do a tune-up on it, oil change, filter, spark plug, and take the carburetor apart and clean it. So I'll put that in my Sonic parts cleaner. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to start disassembling and I'll be right back. Okay, for disassembly, the rear seat has a lever on the back. The rear seat, this seat, there is no rear seat, has a lever on the back. You just pull that up, it comes off. This is actually pretty interesting. The side panels are just held in with clips, so you just pull them out. Be careful not to break it. It's a 20-year-old machine, so plastic gets brittle. Same thing on the right side. Brackets that just they're tabs basically that just go into the other part of the fairing. And then the airbox cover is held on with six clips. Just pop that off. Then we're going to take the airbox off. I don't know if I can get the carb out with just taking that out. I think it looks like I got to take the tank off because she's buried up in there. So and the spark plug's pretty straightforward. It's right here on the side, on the left side of the vehicle. So I'm going to take the spark plug out. Oil fill is down here. Oil drain is on the bottom, right underneath it. So we'll start getting it done. I've got the airbox off, and you're going to need needle nose bent pliers. There's a clip right here on this breather hose. You need to get that off, and you're going to need 6 millimeter to unfasten the where is it? Unfasten your band, your compression band on your filter, and then the compression band down here on the intake into the rubber intake into the carburetor. And inside the box we have a little stowaway. It looks quite dead, but you never know what you're going to find in the desert. There's all kinds of critters that somehow get into places where you never thought they would be able to. I mean, this had this cover clamped on with the 6 clips, so I don't know how he got in there. Anyhow, he was in there. So it looks fairly greasy and extremely dirty. So this is going to be interesting. All right, I'll be back. Okay, first thing I'm doing is changing out the spark plug, and this is the old one. It's very wet, so I'm assuming there's issues with the head letting, or the rings letting oil through. It's very wet. And it looks like they changed it not too long ago because the element is not burned out, but it is dirty. So what you need is NGK BKR 6E, Bravo King Robert 6 Edward. NGK is a spark plug for this quad. All right, so we're going to put the new one in. Just a quick aside, I don't know if I'm assuming the boot is broken, but this is the electrode, and it was attached to the old spark plug. It's on here, and then there's a clip. So just in case this is actually how it's set up, make sure you take this off and put it on the new spark plug. It slides over, and then the clip goes on there. But the boot, whoops, the boot is broken, so I don't know if it just came out of it, but it still runs. So we're working with what we have. Okay, so we're draining the oil, and the oil is pretty clean. They must have did an oil change before they sold it. The plug looks good. The washer looks good. This is the color of the oil. You can see coming out. It's not dirty at all. So they must have just did an oil change beforehand. So what you do is, it's a 14 millimeter for the plug, make sure you open up this so that it drains. And it's probably gonna drain a little better now. But just let it drain for about 10 minutes and put your plug back in. I have to find where the filter is. I don't know where the filter is. I gotta find out where the filter is. It's probably on the other side because I don't see it over here. And then we'll change out the filter also. And that's where we are right now. Plug is in, the new plug is in. You can see that, nice and shiny. That was a 16 millimeter for the plug. For the spark plug, this is 14 millimeter for the drain plug. And you might need a new crush washer, aluminum crush washer, but this one I think we'll just reuse. Looks like it's about 2 quarts. I got these little pans, they're good. They came out of a Costco meal, believe it or not. I can't remember, some kind of Chinese meal. And I kept them because they're good for doing quads and dirt bikes, because they usually only hold 1 to 2 quarts of oil. So, you know, you can't use it on a Harley or something like that because they have like 5 quarts, or a sport bike, you know, a Rice Rocket, they have 4 quarts. But they're good for these, and they fit under nicely. And what I use is, I have one of these drip pans that I bought at O'Reilly or AutoZone, and you don't spill on your concrete. It's a good sized drip pan. You can see it's like 4 feet long and maybe 2.5 feet wide. So that's where we are now. Spark plug's in, oil is draining. We're gonna do the filter and then put new oil in. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with the carburetor because it looks like I might cause more damage than good by taking it apart. So it's running. It's not like it's not running. It's running and it's idling smooth. So I'll come back when I have the oil drained. Okay, the filter is on the right side. Very easy to get to. If you're gonna use a filter wrench, this is a 65-67, and that fits right on there. And then you just use a 3/8 socket. So we're gonna take that off and let that drain. Make sure you keep your plug open, because once you break the seal on your oil filter, a bunch more oil is gonna come out. So just leave that open so that you get everything out. So I'm gonna take that off right now, let it drain, and then we'll put the new ones back on. Okay, filter is off. We're letting it drain. And here's what I was saying about, you know, making sure you have something underneath, because the filter just drained down onto the skid pan, and then the skid pans started to drain down here. So I put this pan, whatever you want to call it, yeah, a little pan under it, but this, it started draining on my metal first before I got ready. So old filter's off. We're going with the wrench off, the K&N wrench off filters. They're so much better. All you have to do is use a 17 millimeter box wrench, and you can put them on and you can get them off. It's a KN 303. A KN 303 is the model number, and we're gonna go put that on right now. All right, so we have this off, and we're fully drained. We're not draining here anymore. We're draining a little bit out of here, but we're just gonna go ahead and button it up. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so new filter is on. I've cleaned down there. What you do is get yourself a little brake clean, spray down the skid pan so that you don't have, if you leave any oil residue, you're gonna have a bunch of dirt, especially if you take this out in the desert, you're gonna have a bunch of dirt down in there. So just clean that out. This in the front here, I don't know what that's from. That's not from me. It looks like it was leaking down. If you can see here, look at the head. The head is really greasy. So there's some kind of thing going on with the valves or the rings. So he didn't ask me to do that, so I'm not gonna dig into that. So we've got it buttoned up. I'm gonna fill the oil. What we're using is 10 weight 40, and this is motorcycle oil. All right, Castrol. And I'm gonna see how much it takes. I believe it takes a little bit under 2 quarts, but I'll have the exact number for you in a second. Okay, so capacity is 1.89 quarts. It says 1.89 quarts. So that's pretty much almost 2 quarts. Just a tad under it, maybe what, 3 or 4 ounces under it. So we're gonna fill it up, and then there's a full or fill. The bottom one will be you need to fill, and the top is that it's full. So I'm gonna put in about, I already put 1 quart in. I'm gonna put in 3/4 of this one, and then just see where we are. All right, and then we should be done. I'll come back with the final overview. Okay, in conclusion, very easy to open it up. Seat just attaches here. You just pull that lever, take it off. The air box was screwed on with 10 millimeter, 2 10mm bolts, one right here, one right there. I never had to take the, I didn't take the carburetor out, so I didn't have to take the gas tank off, but the gas tank was on with 12 millimeter bolts right through here, very long. I'll show you, they're really long bolts. They go through all those different foam fittings and basically, you know, this stuff to take out the vibrations so that it's not rattling. We did the oil change, 1.89 quarts, and put a new fuel filter on, rather a new oil filter, K&N filter 303. New spark plug, we used a NGK spark plug. It runs really good. Let me put it on. Runs really good, steady. And it's cold right now. So that's without using, I didn't use the choke or anything. So with it being like that and running this steady and this smooth, I told the owner, I said, let's not pull the carburetor apart, because you look at it, the rubber is old, the rubber is cracked, it'll probably disintegrate when I start pulling things apart. I had to fix this one piece over here, this little end cap. It just completely disintegrated. So the rubber on here is not in the greatest shape. So with the carburetor running this good and the engine running this smooth, I said, let's just leave it. So that's it. Any questions, any comments, leave it down in the comment section. Mike Machines out.